Servus Männer, it's Red Pill Germany again. I just wanted to make this brief video to report on a situation in Germany that has been getting more severe towards the end of the year and now even more so in the early new year. I'm talking about the availability of gold and silver and of precious metals in general, but mostly gold actually and silver. So I mentioned in a video last year already that the government in Germany plans to basically change the maximal amount of money you can invest in physical gold and stay anonymous. So until the end of last year, until the end of 2019, you could still buy 10,000 euros worth of gold or silver and basically stay anonymous. You didn't need to give them an address or a name or something like that. Now this amount has been decreased by the beginning of 2020 to only 2,000 euros. So you can basically buy a little more than 1 ounce of gold, and that was it. That is, of course, not very practical. And it has something to do with this, of course, that a lot of people actually bought gold and silver towards the end of last year. I actually talked to some traders and I asked them, and they said, normally they have like maybe 15, 20 customers a day. And now, that was in early December, they said now it's more like 200 a day. So a factor of 10 increase in their daily customers that buy gold, of course, anonymously. They also told me that like 90% of them bought anonymously. Okay, so that had, of course, something to do with it, but I think there is another reason for the fact that, and that is the big news actually, gold and silver in many places in Germany is sold out at the moment. If you want to buy even just for 2,000 euros, you can't buy anymore. Many of the gold and silver trading places are not opening, or they are closed actually right now. There is a YouTube channel, a guy called Stefan Bauer, and he is actually standing in Bavaria, I think it is, in front of a gold trading place, or Degussa, it's a company, trading company, and the thing is closed, and there are people standing in front of it wondering if it's gonna open, but it's closed. And this is the situation in Germany now. Gold is sold out, and I think this reduction in the anonymous buying amount is not the only reason. I think a second component that causes this effect is just, quite frankly, that the Germans don't really trust the government and they don't trust the economy. They want to save their assets and convert them into precious metals. Now, precious metals are not a great storage for your wealth because it's not working for you. I mean, it retains buying power pretty much, so you're safe from inflation. And it's also good if you think that the currency will fail or something, that there will be galloping inflation or something like that, or a reset of the currency. But it's not really working for you. That means if you buy stocks, for example, ideally the idea is, right, that the employees of the company you hold stocks of, they go to work every day and they make money for you, and you get dividends then, and this dividend is just not there if you buy precious metals. It is dead capital. It doesn't work for you. But Germans at the moment seem to prefer that actually, because they think if they're buying stocks they might lose more, and that means that they're, of course, anticipating, or they're expecting a crash of the economy very soon, or a recession at least. And this is just what Germans think. It doesn't mean that it's going to come to pass, but this is how they act. So they are buying precious metals like crazy. And these are not your big institutional investors or something. These are little guys. This is your little engineer, your bus driver, your factory worker, your public servant, or your pensioner, your retired person, right? These are the guys who want to save this little bit of wealth that they managed to save over the years. And this is something that we should take very seriously, I guess. So actually just yesterday I checked out a lot of the websites of German gold traders, and they update their portfolio and their prices in real time almost. And what I saw is that the prices you pay for, let's say, your Krügerrand gold coin, or for your maple leaf silver coin or something like that, are actually in accordance to the material prices. Of course, the coin will always be more expensive than the material, and then for silver you have VAT. Gold is VAT free in Germany, but silver you pay value added tax. But given those factors, the price is not showing any distortions, but they're just out of stock. It's unavailable. You can't buy it. You can maybe pre-order some 2020 coins, for example, but you don't get the older ones. Most of them are sold out, or the stores are actually closed. And I also talked to some friends in Germany, and they told me also the same thing. So I think we should take that very seriously. It's not like a bank run or anything like that, but it is a clear sign that the average guy in Germany, well, let's say the average guy with disposable income and some wealth, and someone who is a little bit woke, let's say, on investment matters, and who makes who thinks about these things, who's not just a sheeple that has his savings account and whatever may be, but people who actually worry a little bit about the form of investment that they choose. These guys are more than before opting for precious metals right now, and I think it's safe to say that there is a little run on precious metals in Germany. And now it seems like if you want to buy, you can't buy anymore. And I don't want to take this too far, but if we go full-blown communist mode in Germany, maybe it becomes even illegal to own precious metals, like it used to be in the United States, for example, and you cannot take it outside of the country anymore, and the government basically wants to confiscate it. And this is what I see on the horizon. I have no clear indications of that yet, but I wouldn't be surprised if something like that will hit us in the next years. All right, so this was the rough situation right now as it stands for precious metals. First and foremost gold, but also silver. Palladium and platinum are not that interesting because you pay value-added tax still, and so they're just not so interesting for investors yet. That might change in the future, but right now gold is still the number one thing. And I think I don't have to tell you that generally Germans are more reluctant when it comes to investments such as Bitcoin or some other more experimental or maybe new forms of investment. So I don't know what Germans will do then. I mentioned a couple of times before that Germans are traditionally very reluctant to buy stocks. It seems like the dot-com bubble around the year 2000 actually still shocked them, or is still actually lingering there. That was really the time when Germans had some kind of a stock euphoria, so they were optimistic and they invested in the stock market without caring too much, just like it is in these bubble economy types of situations. And a lot of small investors lost a lot of money, and they didn't act really smart, but that just means, be that as it may, they still distrust the stock market in a major way. So I think Germans would rather buy Bitcoin actually, probably, than buying more stocks in the future. But that's just my gut feeling here. Okay, so to sum up, gold and silver sold out. Many precious metals dealers not even opening up their shops in the new year. And I don't know if this goes on, if they actually remain shut, if they just say with only 2,000 euros maximum anonymous sales, so-called Tafelgeschäft, table deal. We won't even open up shop. We just remain, or we just continue as a pure online mail order service, basically, an online shop. And these anonymous table deals, we get rid of them completely. 2,000 euros, not gonna cut it for us. Or if there will remain just generally a shortage of these investments in Germany, that people will buy the gold and silver coins as soon as they get to Germany. Who knows? All right, so this is the situation right now, and I'm gonna continue covering it if something new will come up. But this is actually pretty worrisome, I think. It is not yet very severe, but it worries me a little bit at least. All right, be safe wherever you are. Servus, Kameraden.